A few years back, Iowa passed the Smoke-Free Air Act. It made all our school grounds smoke-free. Well, that made sense. After all, teenagers are at an impressionable age. We need to protect them against a lifelong addiction to a deadly substance, tobacco. And the Smoke-Free Air Act did that. It worked, right?
It's just smoke-free right now. And you can, if you're over 18, you can carry chew with you and you can use it in class.
Well, you see kids all the time bringing chew.
I have never seen someone smoking, but like chew or snooze especially, they're really easy to hide.
Camel sticks, orbs, and strips, which is also nicotine dissolvable products.
It's hard to keep up with tobacco companies to know what they're going to come out with.
Iowa eliminated smoking in workplaces and schools, but the tobacco industry is creative. They're pushing new products to get around the law. But are they safer?
Some people think that some products don't have nicotine in them just because, like, newer products, it's harder to tell what's in them.
I didn't think that it affected anyone around me when people use smokeless tobacco, like chewing tobacco.
The reality is that smokeless tobacco still has addictive properties, and there are other chemicals in it that can cause harm to your body. To make matters worse, the newest products that they're marketing with tobacco and smokeless tobacco looks very similar to common products such as the breath mint strips that you can use or the Tic Tacs, and that small children could actually consume those and become poisoned by them.
If smokeless tobacco is dangerous like cigarettes, doesn't that cause a problem for the schools? It did for the principal at Pella Christian High.
But we've had a smoke-free policy, but I guess, to be honest, it was probably fairly lax and fairly loose. If it's just defined as smoke-free, well, then the smokers know. But to other uses of tobacco, even pipe smokers who think they've got a loophole there, and maybe cigars, I don't know, but certainly smokeless tobacco users could take advantage of that.
So what kind of message did that send to the students?
You see adults like right after school coming inside to pick up their kids smoking, and it's just not right.
If little kids see their teachers, the people they're looking up to, people are telling them how to act, they see them using those products, they're more likely to use them.
Pella Christian realized their smoke-free policy didn't go far enough. So in 2008, they explored going completely tobacco-free.
But I think there's a modeling aspect of it too. If our students aren't seeing people using tobacco products, they may be less likely themselves to want to experiment or to try or to start using tobacco products. So I think that's important to bring to the conversation as well, is that we don't want our students even seeing people using tobacco products.
I think it was good for us to say, you know, it's not just a high school policy, because every building in our district is used by everyone.
In Mason City, not only did the school board institute a stricter tobacco-free policy at the high school, they made it district-wide.
We wanted to make sure that we included all forms of tobacco, so we tried to make sure we adhere to the chewing tobacco as well as the cigarettes, as well as pipes. And it adheres to all school grounds in the district, not just the high school, which is used the most in terms of community activities. We adhere to that in terms of school-sponsored activities and non-school-sponsored activities.
So how did the parents and community react?
They had like their own little bullpen area, if you want to call it that, where they could go down at football games and stuff and smoke. And that first fall season that we had that, we just told them you can't smoke here, you have to actually go off campus, not just to your cars. And it wasn't too much of a hassle for us at that point.
I think, yeah, the Education Committee welcomed the recommendation from the administration, understood it, that it makes sense, and so there was no really debate by their Education Committee nor the school board to simply expand our policy to include all forms of tobacco.
Hudson High and Carroll Middle School both have tobacco-free policies. They found that a clear, strict policy is easier to enforce, and it's easier for the community to get behind.
You know, we're in control of what happens at school and on our property. And again, these are our expectations, and we're going to hold you and your child accountable.
You know, we're not telling adults that are employees for the school that they can't smoke. We're just saying that they're not to use the tobacco products on school grounds.
Even so, there's an issue when other schools with less strict policies visit during events. Parents and even employees may be following their school's rules, but they're in violation of the home school's policy.
The problem could be if there's inconsistencies. If one school had a smoking area, determined, or and another school didn't, that could become problematic.
It's getting the information that's all inclusive, and so that all schools have a similar policy, I think would be helpful, really.
The more a student sees a teacher or a bus driver using chew tobacco, the more likely they are to use chew tobacco.
Yes, I think our community does have an effect on it, that they need to take a stand and do something about it.
We're really trying to focus on a healthier life for these young people.
It's what's best for our students, and if it's what's best for our students, then why wouldn't we?